Hey, welcome back. It's good to have you here. I was thinking the other day about my first winter in New York, how the cold felt like a physical wall I had to walk through every morning. It was a border of sorts, invisible but deeply felt, dictating where I could go and how I could move. And it got me thinking about other, far more consequential walls, the ones being built not with brick and mortar, but with lines of code and probability scores. I'm Ibnul Jaif Farabi, and this is the Unraveling Thread. Today, we're pulling on a thread that connects your data trail to the most high-stakes moments imaginable: immigration enforcement. We're talking about episode 41, the algorithmic border, how predictive policing is redefining ICE raids. For years, when we pictured an ICE raid, we might have imagined a tip-off, a specific warrant, agents descending on a workplace. It was targeted, in theory at least, but that image is outdated. The modern raid is often quieter, more diffuse, and it begins not with a phone call, but with a calculation. It starts with an algorithm. Agencies like ICE are increasingly using predictive policing tools, systems originally designed to forecast street crime, to identify where to find undocumented immigrants, and even who to look for. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now, and it's redefining what a border even is. The border is no longer just at the edge of the country. It's in the algorithms that sort through our daily lives. So how does this work? Let's unravel it. These systems feed on data, immense amounts of it. Think license plate reader data from cameras near immigration courts or known workplaces. Utility records, where patterns of use might signal multiple families in one home. Even something as mundane as fishing license databases or vehicle registration files. These disparate data points are sucked into a digital hopper, and machine learning models are trained to find patterns, to spit out risk scores. A neighborhood gets flagged as a high probability zone. A specific address gets tagged. An individual's name might surface not because of a criminal record, but because their data profile, their digital shadow, fits a model's idea of likely undocumented. The raid becomes less about immediate suspicion and more about statistical correlation. The justification shifts from "we have reason to believe" to "the algorithm indicated." And here's where it gets ethically fraught. These predictive tools inherit all the biases of the data they're trained on and the people who design them. If historical policing data shows more traffic stops in predominantly Latino neighborhoods, the algorithm learns to see those neighborhoods as higher risk, creating a perfect feedback loop of surveillance. It's digital profiling at a massive scale. Furthermore, this tech creates a veneer of objectivity. It's harder to challenge a deportation order when the rationale is a proprietary black box algorithm, a secret sauce the company won't disclose and the government might not fully understand. The computer said so becomes a terrifyingly neutral excuse for life-altering enforcement. This leads me to my second point: the outsourcing of the border. When these tools are built by private tech companies, and they almost always are, we get what scholars call the ICE tech complex. Silicon Valley startups, often staffed by people who've never set foot in a detention center, sell solutions to the government. They use clean, sanitized language like risk-based assessment and operational efficiency. But what they're selling is a more efficient, scalable system of tracking and deportation. The moral responsibility gets diffused. The engineer writing the code isn't kicking in a door. The federal agent using the tool can say they're just following a scientifically generated lead. The brutal human consequence is disconnected from the clean, air-conditioned rooms where these systems are designed. It allows everyone in the chain to feel a degree of separation from the outcome. I think about this as an engineer myself. I know the seduction of a clean, elegant solution to a messy problem. The promise of data to bring order. But when the problem is human beings and the solution is their removal, that engineering mindset becomes a dangerous abstraction. It reduces people to data points, to probabilities. It forgets the chaos, the fear, the family shattered. From my perspective, straddling the worlds of technology and storytelling, this is the core tragedy. We are using the most connective tools humanity has ever invented, tools that could tell profound stories about community and movement, to instead build invisible cages. So what does this all mean? It means the border has become ambient. It's in the license plate camera on your commute. It's in the anonymized data sold by your local utility. It's a constantly shifting, digital geography of suspicion that follows entire communities. For millions of people, the fear isn't just of crossing a line in the desert. It's of living a normal life that creates a digital pattern an algorithm might flag. The unraveling here is of the very idea that we can go about our lives free from this kind of speculative scrutiny. When enforcement is driven by prediction, everyone in the profile's path becomes a potential suspect. This isn't just an immigration issue. It's a preview. These systems are a testing ground for a new form of governance, one ruled by predictive analytics. The logic used to track immigrants could easily be turned to other groups, to other risks defined by those in power. Once this infrastructure is built and normalized, its use will only expand. We have to start seeing data as territory. Our personal information isn't just about privacy. It's about sovereignty over our own lives. And when that data is weaponized to predict, to police, and to remove, it becomes a tool of control far more powerful than any wall. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Unraveling Thread. If this conversation resonated with you, or made you think about the digital world a little differently, please share it with someone. It's through these discussions that we start to see the hidden architectures shaping our society. For more deep dives into the systems beneath the surface, you can subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. This is Ibnul J. Farabi, and this show is produced by Light Knot Studios. You can find more of our work and support independent investigative storytelling at lightknotstudios.com. Until next time, take care.